Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. I am taking a quick break from building our chicken coop. Dan needed to run and get some supplies to be able to finish up, and I decided to come get some ramps. So let's go find some. I've got my bucket, I've got my shovel and a knife, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways to sustainably harvest ramps. Stay tuned. So I'm walking through the woods here, and this is a ramp. Here, there's several of them together. This has got a wide leaf, and there's a bulb underneath the ground down in here. And some of them are a little bit yellowing, and we are at the very end of the season. I haven't gotten out here yet, but I wanted to get a few of them before the season was done. So we're gonna find a nice big patch. And I'm gonna show you some tricks to do these sustainably because they take forever to grow. We don't have any on our property, so I'm on a friend's property today. With permission, of course. And you need to be very careful where you forage for these, because if you take the whole plant, you'll kill it. So you cannot harvest these on any state land, at least in Michigan. That's something you're gonna have to research as to whether or not you can do that on your state property, but these look good. There's quite a few of them here. Now ramps only come up in the spring, and they are also called a wild leek. They've got a garlic oniony flavor, and they are very good. They make a good like an onion garlic pesto or a ramp pesto, or you can use it for like a leek soup. It's really good. So here's the plant. So when you harvest a ramp, there's several ways to do this. So I have several tools here with me. I got my knife, I got my shovel, and I got my bucket. So you can bring a scissors out here with you also. But the easiest way and the most sustainable way is just to take the leaves. And you would wash these, and if you want to freeze them, you'll need to blanch them, and you can chop them up and freeze them after that. But these are definitely very flavorful, even if you don't take the bulb at the bottom. So that's one way to harvest these. Take the whole plant, which you can do. If you want to take the whole plant, you're going to kill it, and it's going to take a very long time for it to regenerate into another patch. Theirs is a very large patch, so I'm not worried about taking a few bulbs. But what you're going to want to do is take a shovel, get it down there under the plant, and gently pull up the bulb. And it looks like an onion. So this is the whole plant. Now this is not going to regenerate anymore because I pulled up the whole plant. So this will never grow again. So I only take a few of these just for some flavor, because there is a little bit more flavor in the bulb than just in the leaves. So I'll take a few of these, and I have a lot of them left over from last year that I freeze dried. So I'm not actually going to take very many, probably just enough to do one batch of soup this year. But that is a wild ramp, and you can eat the whole plant. They even say the roots are good. I can never really get all the dirt out of there, but if you can get the dirt out of there, they say the roots make a good little garnish. So we're gonna put that in our bucket. And since I dug these up, I'm gonna grab the rest of these also. Beautiful, beautiful foraged food. And clean them up. And nice ramp. And this one's pulled up. Now, if you pull up a whole bunch of these, and there's some really small ones in here, you can replant the little tiny ones. and then they'll continue to grow. So that's one way, actually two ways to harvest these. Now another way that we're going to try to do this, I'll find a nice big one. So you're gonna find a nice big patch here. I'm gonna move some of your leaves out of the way here so you can see. Right out of here. So you're gonna just dig down just a little bit. This is kind of a happy medium between taking just the top and taking the whole plant. So once you can see some of the bulb right here, we're just going to cut just above the roots. So we have part of the bulb, the whole top. The flowers are the only non-edible part, so you're going to take that off. And we have left, I don't know if you can see it down here, we have left the roots down here so they can regrow. We'll try that with this one as well. It's quite a big bulb on this one here. So we're just going to take a little bit more than half of the bulb, and we have left all of the roots down there. You can see it right there. So here's the last of the bulb down there with the roots. The other one's over here. So we left those, and then those will regrow again next year, and that is probably the most sustainable way. So we still have some bulb and all of the tops. So we're going to harvest a few more of these, and then I'm going to be able to make a delicious soup with these, or whatever we want with them. So when you're harvesting these, if you can find a nice big patch, like this one right here, these are getting a little old, but if they were a little fresher, you could take a kind of a swath out through the middle, and then they'll grow in much nicer. They're like a flower bulb type of plant. They need to be divided every now and then, just like other perennials. However, it just takes them a really long time to grow back. If you take them from bigger groups like this, it's going to be easier for them to grow back, because it's several years before they'll be able to regenerate themselves. I just love how quiet it is out here with all the birds singing. Some of these we dug up a little bit. We're going to make sure that these are covered back up with dirt so that these have the best chance at staying alive here. And I accidentally broke that leaf off, so I'm going to just take that one with me and we'll eat that one. So make sure you know what your rules are for foraging in your area and have permission. And today is May 17, and I can tell that these are pretty much done after another week or so. I don't think I'll be able to find any more. Like I said, they come up in the spring, and you won't see them again until next spring. Once the ferns are up, then you're pretty much done with these. This here's a nice big plant, so I'm going to take just the middle piece out of here. And then these will be able to grow back around. So be careful digging for these if you're allergic to bees. You don't dig into a ground bee nest, because they're starting to wake up. And also, you're going to have to do a tick check when you're done, especially since I'm crawling around on my knees in here. A nice one. So I cut them on a little bit of an angle so you get a little bit more bulb, but you leave the roots in there. clean them off a little bit before I put them in my bucket, and then they're easier to clean when I get home. I'll just take a couple extra leaves also. So you can see the type of woods that we're in. We're in a hardwood forest here. A lot of oaks, a lot of maples. And this is the type of ground that the ramps like. There's definitely a well-established field of ramps here. I tried transplanting a few of them into my own woods. They haven't taken yet. They just kind of go on and on everywhere. These definitely smell like a garlicky onion, so it's really hard to not be able to identify these. They have a nice big bulb on the bottom, 2 to 3 leaves, and then this little red flower. And the little red flower is the only thing that's not edible on this plant. For preserving ramps, what you're going to want to do is take the bulb and the leaves, separate those. You're going to blanch your leaves, and from there you can dry them out, process them, freeze them, do whatever you want with them. The bulbs do not need to be blanched before you can freeze them. I usually freeze them separately. Sometimes I freeze a little bit of them together. Last year I freeze dried all of mine because it was the first year I had my freeze dryer with the ramps, and that worked out really good. And I have a lot of those left from last year yet, which is why I'm not taking very many of these today. I'm only going to take just enough to do a batch of potato leek soup, which is absolutely delicious with wild ramps. So if you've never heard of ramps before and you've never went out looking for them, spring is the time to be looking for them. If you're out mushroom hunting and you've seen these plants before and you didn't know what they were, now you do. So go ahead and harvest some of those if they're legal in your area to harvest them, and enjoy something new. So until next time, happy foraging.